This is a Kirblog about that new Kingdom Hearts demo called Fragmentary Passage. Oh, the best, the best. Oh, I could suck my own D for that.
Nobody tricks himself off better than you, Kirb. Nice
job.
No
one.
No.
Fuck me running. Welcome, everybody. This one was a long time coming. This is the, just like when I dirt myself off with how beautiful my own voice is. Don't you love it? Look, I'm just going off of their compliments every time I do an intro. They all, because I'm always, they close the window out, but they're always like, no, I love the intro. I love the musical intros. And I'm like, I don't know if you're fucking with me, but I'm just going to take it.
To be fair, most of those are me on dummy accounts, just like building your confidence up just to smash it against the rocks.
That's where the first 250,000 followers of mine come from.
Oh.
Anyway, so I'm joined by Ben and Heather. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yay.
It's been a while since I've had either of you guys. Actually, I think the last Kirblog we did was the back cover one, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a few months since we finished Stream Drop Distance.
Woo!
Now, finished that back in, when did we finish that? Was that March?
March sounds about right,
yeah. So it's been a while. Mm-hmm. I was actually intending to do this way earlier, but we've all been varying levels of busy.
Yeah.
With a wide variety of things. But I wanted to talk about, I guess this is kind of the bookend to our 2.8 shit, because we talked about back cover, we played all of Dream Drop Distance, and finally, way after the fact, I played Fragmentary Passage, mooching off of their copy of the game. Heather played it way before any of us, because she had already beaten Dream Drop Distance like ages ago on 3DS.
Yes.
And you just played it within the last 24 hours.
Yes. So I got to see Heather do part of it, and then I watched you play through the entire thing. Mm. So to be honest, I did not play all the way through it. I was like, I've seen the entire thing like twice now. I was kind of bored with it.
Fair enough.
But like at least I got to play it and get used to the controls and go, oh, that's what it feels like.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. So I don't know if this one may end up being semi-short. I just kind of wanted to go over a few things about. Primarily the fact that I think that single demo, that 4 hours worth of whatever,
It's 2 hours.
Well, it's funny because the Team 4-Star guys think it's going to be like 2 streams they're going to have to separate it between, which I'm like, we'll see.
I mean, if they try to get everything,
like all the extra shit, maybe. But either way, this is probably the most pure fun on just like a totally visceral level I think I've ever had playing a Kingdom Hearts game on just this demo.
I would disagree. I felt like 2 was awesome.
Okay.
But this thing to me, it combines the stuff I really liked about 2 and the admittedly few things I liked about the combat system from Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm not being I like the fact that you can incorporate spells into your ultimate form, there's Spellweaver, and then there's you can also use what Faraja, I think it was, as a finishing move and stuff. I'm it makes using the magic actually have a purpose.
Yeah, this is probably the most I've ever used magic in any Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, and not just because it's Aqua either. It's just it just feels like, oh, there's a point to this.
Well, because in the Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance systems, they had the system that I kind of prefer to, I guess, the standard style, which is for 1 and 2, where because with the way that 1 and 2 was set up, I just kind of found myself very rarely ever using special techniques, any of the Ars Arcanum or Ragnarok or any of that stuff. Because I never knew how to get it right, and just navigating the menus was so difficult. And not that the menu system in the, I guess, handheld style is significantly easier, but just literally having you rotate through the different spells with the L and R or whatever, and then you just hit a button and you use whatever it is, and you can kind of plot out your deck or whatever in a certain order. It seemed pretty easy and intuitive, and a lot of room for doing different things with it. There was a fair amount of limitation with this one because there's only so many different things you can do. It's about the length of one. Roughly the length of one level from a numbered Kingdom Hearts game, I would say. Now when I say pure enjoyment, I'm also talking just entirely gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, story, like, of course, it can't compare to a full one because it's just a little snippet.
No, I mean, dude, this story is basically just like, hi, I'm Aqua. I could really use a cup of coffee. Here's a bunch of shit that confuses me. What's going on?
I'm very depressed.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Life
Oh, here's
sucks.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, look, here's my friends. Oh, no, they're not really here. They hate me.
Yeah.
Oh, God, everything sucks. The end.
Well, Heather, you got the chance to play this because, well, again, you already beat Dream Drop Distance ages ago, so you had the privilege of playing this because it was your own copy, and you didn't have to wait for us. Did you look much into this at all, like when it was like when they were like teasing things about it, like at E3 or whatever, like, or did you go into it like relatively blind?
Pretty blind.
Okay.
I told myself a long time ago I really wasn't going to try to investigate that much about New Kingdom Hearts games because I wanted to be more or less surprised, but I was mostly excited to see how the new engine was going to look.
Yeah, for sure. This was the Unreal.
Correct.
Which I think, if I'm remembering right, I think that they switched to using this engine like in the middle of development, or like it's still practically the beginning of development on 3 at the moment. But,
Oh, don't say that.
yeah, well, I
Please
mean,
don't say that.
well, you saw that article, right?
I saw the article. It said within 3 years,
Yeah.
not necessarily in 3 years.
Sure.
So maybe. Oh, God.
Well, we'll get to.
Please don't let it miss the PS4. That's all. It's bad
They're
enough.
not
We
gonna do
just
that.
got a new one for Kingdom Hearts
that's-
3.
Wait, can you tell that story? Because I don't think we talked about that on the stream.
Which story?
Well, okay, so when we were doing, I think it was part 5 of Stream Drop Distance, their PlayStation 4 shot itself.
Oh, yeah.
For, I guess, a reason we weren't 100% clear on
you know
what
what? I
happened.
know what it is. I
Oh,
think
what?
it's Casey. No. Here's the deal. Casey
know where
told
this is going.
Casey told me straight up. She's like, dude, I have horrible luck with like technology, and I didn't believe her. She was watching my dog while I was off in Phoenix, and what happened was everything started like my machine would not shut down. Because Casey was there. The freaking like electronic leak the lock on my door, on my front door wouldn't work. And as soon as she left, everything literally fixed itself. So I'm gonna say it's freaking Casey Mangelo and her evil like
You hear that? You hear
like
that?
hex.
It's because she wasn't Softy, she was the virus the whole
Oh
time,
my God.
affecting all your technology.
Pretty much. No, but anyway, we still have no idea. But yes, we did. We got the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the story you want me to tell.
Oh, just the fact that like you got it basically as a result of the thing fucking crapped out on us.
Yeah, so it crapped down on us, and also we were like, okay, PS4 Pro, it can do. It's technically a 4K machine, and Kingdom Hearts 3 will be in 4K, and it'll be so great. And if it misses this generation, I mean, it was bad enough 3 missed the PlayStation 3, but if it misses 4 and 4 Pro, fucking hell!
I feel like what might happen. I know we're kind of veering off topic, but I feel like what might happen with that is they'll probably put it on 4 and then also on 5. Like that I've been noticing that's been happening with a lot of like,
Zelda.
Zelda was the case. The recent few Tales games have been PS3 and 4.
Oh well, yeah, but that's more like 4 is already out, and they were like, let's also make it for 3.
Yeah.
So but no, I could see them doing a split release kind of thing. Yeah.
Because isn't also Xbox? Well, E3 is in like a couple weeks from now already, which Casey's going to. So I can't wait to see how that gets fucked up by her being in the building.
Oh my God! The lights just shut down. The whole place like collapses in on itself, and she's like somehow the only one to survive, like climbing out of the rubble. Like, what happened? What's going on?
I don't know what happened. What's going on?
Either way, and I'm sure we'll probably get like something. I was just talking with another friend of mine recently.
Yeah, I told you it's going to be a really high quality screenshot of Sora's elbow. That's what we're gonna get, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3
in the Frozen level." That'll be the big reveal. Yeah. Anyway, okay, fucking, we've gone into tangent town.
Yeah.
So
what are we talking about?
Well, actually, no, mild segue. So regarding the 4K thing, you've been talking about wanting to get the also upgraded 1.5 and 2.5 version for PS4, right?
She's got
Talking
that.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, but if there's anybody who's gonna play them all again, I mean, who else of the 3 of us is it gonna be? And beat them well, because you're better at them than all of us.
Well,
let's face
I
it.
kind of got bored.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
I play it for about 5 minutes, and I mean, I can go through the whole game in my head.
Which one?
Pick one.
Oh, any?
Yeah.
I mean, you should speed run them for Christ's sake. Well, regarding
I was so excited about 2.8s because something new. Granted, it wasn't that long, but it was new.
Well, in general, like we were talking about the battle system before. because this was kind of like it was like a hybrid of like 2 and Birth by Sleep kind of.
Yeah.
But how do you feel like because you played it before, the 2 of us did. Like, how did you feel like this stacked up? Like, did you feel like this was a major improvement to everything?
Heather, stop sounding like my phone that I should have turned off.
Beautiful digital voice.
So battle systems?
Yeah.
There are some things I didn't like. I definitely felt some lag in the controls. When you got hit, recovery time was very long, and it didn't take long to get hit again if you got hit a first time. The only way you can block an attack is if you guard, and you guard it well.
Yeah. This game teaches you how to guard probably more than any Kingdom Hearts game ever did.
But to build on what Heather's talking about, that drove me nuts.
Yeah.
So, okay, I was playing as Aqua in, like, the, spoilers if you haven't played the thing.
If you're listening to this, you've probably played it.
Okay, anyway, sorry. So, like, you fight yourself, basically, multiple times. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this strategically. I'm going to actually try to time the blocks and then counter. It was so fucking annoying. I was like, screw this. I just started spamming X and I won.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like there's, like, this really great idea of let's make this strategic. And then they kind of were like, yeah, but if you just press X a bunch, you can win. So it was kind of like, well, what the heck?
See, because that was usually my experience with 1 and 2, which again, that's why I liked the easy accessibility of the handheld games, where like they just have the little rotary where you can just pick your spells and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it made me like, because the spells like the mines and stuff like that you could lay around and that kind of shit, like in the Birth by Sleep, or like Balloonra, which was surprisingly like the fucking ultimate weapon of Dream Drop Distance somehow.
I know.
Like I really liked that stuff, because even if it was like, even if you could just power your way through stuff or whatever, it still it makes you feel powerful. Like you have a lot of different like elements at your command, I guess.
Well, also I felt like the Keyblades at least in Dream Drop Distance were not as powerful, and the spells, it felt like this helped a lot.
Yeah.
What I would like to see is just sort of a simplified version of that in this. In other words, like right now you have like the shortcut button. You hold down L1 and you can select from 4 different things. It's like healing, fire, ice, and electricity. Yeah. What I would like them to do is give each type of spell its own MP bar. Basically, just put a bunch of segments in. So like, like for instance, you can select different types of fire spells. So maybe one has, say, like 14 segments because it's like rapid fire, but it's not that powerful. And you can just look at that and go, okay, I can use just MP just for that spell, and then when it runs out, it has to recharge. And that way, because what happened to me when I was playing this damn game is I would start going like, oh boy, magic, oh shit, I need to heal, fucking son of a bitch. And I don't have any shortcuts set to like regular like healing items like potions, so I'm like running around like a jackass, like cartwheeling, because I'm just waiting for the damn MP to recharge so I can heal myself. And I'm like, now I don't want to use that. Now I just want to only use it for healing, which is what I did in 1 and 2. Yeah. And I'm like, well, dang, now once again, it makes the only, like, good magic cure.
You just said, same thing. I'm just going to stock up on cures and just keep that on and have, like, the best, like, I think I would usually use, like, the metal chocobo a lot because it was the most, like, physical power. Just beat the shit out of everything and then heal when I need to, and that was it.
Yep.
And it's like, and then I see all these other people playing it who are good and they can use all the techniques and shit. I'm just like, I don't have the dexterity to make that shit work, even when I'm playing on fucking easy mode.
Dude,
it's like
preaching to the choir.
Oh,
okay,
God.
Slight tangent. Final Fantasy 15. They have a thing where it's like you press the button, or I forget if you press it or hold it, but it basically pauses the action, and you can just calmly select the item you wish to use.
Yeah.
I would like to use Phoenix Down. I have 30 different items. It's okay. I will take my time. I will scroll through them, and now I select it, and the action resumes.
Yeah.
The whole thing is always me running around like an idiot, just like trying to desperately flicking through items, glancing back and forth to the screen, and like it's just I don't know.
I have to get the thing. I have to get the
yeah, exactly. Game over. Try again.
Every stream ever.
And it's and so like that kind of like I know that there's some sort of balance between full-on action RPG and like the menu system where it doesn't feel cumbersome and it can still be accessible.
Well, the thing too, I think worth pointing out is that this was a hybrid with a lot of the Birth by Sleep specifics in mind, because they have like the forms that Aqua would use or whatever.
Right.
Like Spellweaver, and I forget did she have other ones, or was it just Spellweaver in this?
She had Wayfinder with Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, which Mickey coming in, that was fun.
Yeah.
But it seems like in 3 we're not going to have that, because the substitute for that is going to be like the shifting weapons and then like the Disneyland ride summon things or whatever, which is going to be a whole nother deal. I don't even know how that will work just yet. But in terms of, I would say in terms of like smoothness of control and like effectiveness of attacks, like this felt the most generally satisfying, I would say.
Also, 60 frames per second
that
really helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That honestly, that alone also makes me kind of, I don't know if I would want to like play through all of them. I still don't have a fucking PS4, but that does, I know, get with the fucking times already. that would make me want to kind of go back and maybe try some of the older ones with that frame rate, which if it did affect anything at all.
I think it would. Yeah. It just makes things so much easier to keep track of.
I feel like we're like practically whoring out 1.5 plus 2.5 right now.
If you haven't played those games, hey, why not?
No. But yeah, I guess that's not on gameplay. So story was nicely simple, I think, this time around.
I mean,
more or less.
Well, yeah. I mean, the problem is there's not really a story. It's basically Aqua sees something, turns out it's bullshit, and then she meets Mickey, and then it's the end. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like. Okay, it's really more like, it's an emotional story.
Yeah.
It's Aqua looking at herself and like seeing all the shit that she's going through and like torturing herself basically. So it's not really like a plot thing. It's really more of like it's not even a character development thing. It's really just like, boy, life sucks when you're Aqua, doesn't it?
Well,
the end.
Well, I guess the interesting thing about this is like, so technically this was teased. I think was it at the end of Birth by Sleep Final Mix? I'm trying to remember. Because the name Fragmentary Passage was a thing that was used in a trailer like a long time ago. Oh. And it was going to be like Birth by Sleep episode 2 or something. And then we were like, is that going to happen ever? And then it seemed like this was like an opportunity for them to, which I give them a little bit of credit for, because this was literally by name. It was a piece of the story that was missing in an earlier point in the timeline. Here's what was going on, and you can clearly see from what is being transpired, like when this takes place, what this correlates with, etc., which is cool. Yeah. Because you don't usually get that kind of stuff very often.
Can I just take a moment to appreciate the fact that they explained why Mickey doesn't have a shirt on?
Yeah, actually, I mean, no joke, that was nice. It was like, oh yeah, there's some logic to that.
What I would have liked more though is if he just went like, and just like ripped it off, and she was like, I don't need this, and just like went like full on like weird creepy hentai like protagonist or something.
I mean, look, Mickey's the hottest character in Kingdom Hearts. So try to fucking kill
oh yeah, damn mouse titties.
Were they? Good.
Just end the Kirblog on that.
Done.
Damn
Thank
mouse
you, everybody.
titties.
Thanks for joining us. Hadar, anything regarding story, dialogue, character shit in this one stuck out to you that was cool?
It was a nice lead-in into 3, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the ending certainly was.
Mm-hmm. The beyond the Mickey thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing kind of was, because it was like, this is what happened, and this is because this happened. Now this has to happen.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we've had a lot of this is what's happening next moments. Like, and I mean, for fuck's sake, though, people thought the end of 2 was like, oh, this is setting up for 3. I'm like, not yet. It's like, end of Recoded. Oh shit, Xehanort's coming back. 3's coming next. Hold on. It's like, okay, Dream Drop Distance. Oh shit, they're training. They're gonna do the thing. 3's coming next.
Just a second.
Hold on. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. But this one, the fact that literally it's like, okay, we are going to this place. 3 is going to start from here, which is exciting. Because from the stuff that we have seen of 3, where we've seen Olympus, it seems like literally they're going to throw you, almost like what Sega's been doing with some of the Sonic games lately, where just literally no cutscene, no intro, just you start the fucking game, you're in the first level, you run, you finish it, and then you get the story.
Well, they might do that, yeah.
Because I can't imagine them giving some like 30-year-long fucking like, here is the entire mythos of the last 15 years worth of games.
Oh, they couldn't.
So there's no way.
No, it would need its own movie.
Yeah, because I feel like these HD things have been that.
Yeah.
It's like, play this, and then 3 comes out, and just fucking you go straight into it.
I take that back. You know what they might do?
What?
Is they might, on, like, the 3-disc, much how 2.8 had, like, the movie, I think they might have a movie that summarizes all that shit.
Just everything?
It wouldn't surprise me, just because, like, there's bound to be somebody out there who's like, yeah, I'm, like, about 15 years old, those games from long ago, they didn't know how to make games back then, they suck, I'm cool, I know what's up, man, I don't want to play that shit, I just want to watch this movie, and then I'll play this game that my dad thinks is cool.
No,
Did you go into Donald Trump for a second?
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Oh, he's got to go to the bathroom, and... yeah, he's in there barfing. All right.
Sorry, a certain name was mentioned on my show that I never wanted to mention. I had to barf out the darkness real quick. Anyway, sorry.
Just say Donald Duck from now on anytime you
I wish I had Team 4-Star's fucking sound box that could just play over and over. What the fuck was I talking about?
I don't know.
Cutscenes.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think they'll do that. I feel like for the
Oh, no, I was gonna make a joke about like, no, they'll finally pick up the animated series, and then they'll just do that. So here you go, and just enjoy.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
It would not happen.
It would no way in hell, but it would be amazing.
No.
By the way, have you noticed how this Kirblog is going? It's literally just you and me yelling at the microphone and then going, Heather, what do you think? And then like a long pause of silence and then like, oh, here's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's because the creepy microphone with the light is staring directly at her.
Yeah.
She's in the middle.
I know. I'm
so
sorry.
You're doing great.
It's
You're
your
doing
fault
great.
for having
I
a
want
soft
you to know.
voice.
And us being fucking loud about
Yeah.
this. Anyway. Story wise, no, but I liked. I will say I really liked the cutscenes in this.
Yeah.
I mean, look, people know I adore the series, warts and all. There's something still truly awkward about all the cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Like all the time.
Oh yeah.
These were probably the most like. You know what? Actually, this and back cover, like the animation style and like the character movement and everything, like overall, this was the most like, I guess like undistracting kind of cutscene execution.
But we don't even know who the traitor is yet. Like, okay, like look, back cover has some moments like that where you're just a little bit like, this is kind of fleeting force. But like, no, I agree with you in 0.2 or Fragmentary Passage. Yeah, this feels like. It feels like a Western game. It does not feel, and I don't mean to be insulting, but it doesn't feel like it was a Japanese game made for America.
It doesn't feel like a dub.
It doesn't feel like a dub.
And it also, to be honest too, it also helps that like, and granted, like there are, how do I word this? I don't want to sound mean. It doesn't sound like a dub because also the actors in it probably don't even know what that sounds like, and they're just performing.
That's possible.
So
yeah.
Whatever. I don't want to get to. That's a whole nother like topic in and of itself. I don't want to get into. I have gripes about other games that I won't mention. But yeah, and actually, what helps.
Was it? Just kidding.
I know so much about that.
No, sorry. No, I meant to say Disgaea. It was meant to be a joke at your performance, and I'm joking.
Disgaea doesn't have cutscene animation, except the intro.
Okay, basically, I've never played Disgaea. I just wanted to insult you for no reason.
Thanks.
So I'm
buy Disgaea 5 complete on the Switch. Anyway, no, like I think what also helps, and granted, they've been doing this since the beginning, but I think that the mouth animation capture.
Yeah.
Really help. You know, actually,
did they do that for this? They actually had like the dots on their faces.
I don't know. Well, if you can't answer this, I'll edit it out. Did they do that with you for when you did Dream Drop Distance?
No.
So you just recorded them. So they just reanimated to your. Okay. As far as I know, I do believe that they did that for this game.
Really?
Yeah, wow. I think so.
Okay, because I mean it's interesting whenever the Japanese are animating to the American the American language, the English language, as spoken by Americans, you can kind of tell because you'll see like hints of like vowels where they wouldn't be, and sort of like there's like a do at the end of something where it's like look over there, but so let's say look, but you'll see that little in the animation. I didn't notice that with this.
Well, it's interesting because I think about like weird comparison to make, but with Sonic the Hedgehog, for a long time, I forget when they started doing this, but I think relatively early on into like the 3D games, like they were, I think that they were animating a lot of the like not the in-game stuff, but the the fully rendered cutscenes, I think, were animated to the English recording first, and then the Japanese VO was dubbed. Because Sonic is primarily more successful in English-speaking markets than it is in Japan.
Wow.
So I think I could be wrong about that, but I think that's the case. And then maybe some animation was done, like, intermittently, I don't know. In this case, I could definitely still tell that it was animated in Japanese first, but I think that just, I don't know, I buy it in this case. Like, it just, the execution of it and the look of it, I think, worked for me a lot better than I think it ever has in any of the previous games.
Yeah.
So this and back cover, I think, were a good. If 3 feels like this in terms of that, I am so on board with it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a market improvement above where 2 was.
Yeah.
The real question is going to be, does this feel, I guess, I don't want to say modern enough, but like something that can compete with games today? Just because, like, we've come a long way since Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of new types of games that, for instance, just like action RPGs in general, like the whole, I'm drawing a complete blank on it, but it was a very successful series of RPGs, Western style. You're in space. Freaking hell! Somebody help me.
Mass Effect?
There you go, Mass Effect.
Is it? Wait, really?
Well, Mass Effect is technically an RPG.
Oh yeah.
And so
everything's like part RPG.
Exactly.
Practically.
So the point is, like, you have stuff where it's like, this is a first-person shooter, but it's also an RPG. So like, my only concern would be, like, it's something that we view as like nostalgia because it reminds us of 2, but it feels like an enhanced version. And like newer gamers are just like, yeah, I don't know, this doesn't do it for me, and I'm not feeling this.
Well, okay. Oh, you know, here. This is actually an interesting point. I'm also kind of curious for your thoughts on this too.
We'll both stop speaking, and you can say something.
Oh, yay!
Eventually, eventually. So I was talking with a friend for the first time in a while who's back in town, and we were talking about the HD ports because they were kind of interested in, because they grew up with some of the early ones and they were interested. And I was explaining I tried to keep it simple, but I was explaining some plot things, I think, about Birth by Sleep, right? I don't think that's right, she hadn't played Birth by Sleep, like, in full, so I was telling some things. In the background, I hear one of my friends going, like, God almighty, I wish they would just, like, make a game, you know? Like, and, like, he was being, like, you know, kind of offhanded and, like, not, like, totally, like, oh, yeah, like, this is how it is or whatever. But what he meant was, like, it's so convoluted by all the plot shit and blah blah blah. Like, I would love to play, because I've talked with him about this before too. I won't say who it was. I don't want to make him sound like an asshole. Okay. But this other friend and I were talking a lot about how 3 would be really interesting if it was just, if the story was not super hyper complicated and just a fun action RPG with the Disney characters and Final Fantasy stuff, and doesn't have to be super overwrought with stuff.
Kind of like 1, basically,
right,
before it became a huge complicated
Sure,
thing.
yeah. But at the same time, my kind of counterpoint, in a way, like, you know, for better or worse, it's just the truth, is the complicated story. I mean, even, again, this Fragmentary Passage thing was explaining things in this long, giant, crazy-ass mythos. But that's part of, I think, what it is that has made this series last for so long. Because when it comes to, like, when you talk about, like, the mainstream players, you talk to them, they're like, I played 1 and 2. They don't even know about half the other games or care.
That's true.
So, like, and that sucks because those other games are good, but that's the way it is.
Well, also, I mean, there's just going to be a certain level of, like, well, I guess you're just not going to understand this. Because, like, that was me going into 2. I'm like, who are these dudes in the cloaks? What? Yeah. You mean the Game Boy Advance game meant something?
And it's a bummer because I feel like when I played 2, I was, like, going and thinking, like, they must have tried to design this, like, if you didn't play Chain of Memories, you would have still semi-understood what was going on.
But you could. I mean, you could. You know, yeah.
Well, what I want to ask you is, do you agree with that? Do you feel like the kind of, like, core audience is, like, the really hardcore fans that have been following this all, like, the whole time? Like, do you feel, what do you feel like this was made for? Fragmentary Passage was, like, kind of more made for?
That's a good question. I don't really know. I mean, you're gonna be confused if you didn't really understand, or if you didn't follow it up until then. I mean, you're not gonna know who Aqua was if you didn't play if you didn't play Birth by Sleep. You're not gonna understand why they need to go save her or anything. If you didn't see the beginning and the end, you might be able to play it for what it is, but you wouldn't understand a thing, why she's there, how she got there, what she's supposed to do, if she's supposed to get out or not.
Yeah. But I guess on my like very first point of like it's purely viscerally fun, and yet it's on a disc called Kingdom Hearts 2.8. So it's
if
like
you're buying that, you better know what the hell you're getting into.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, well, do you guys think that 3 is gonna be built for like serving both sides of the equation? Or
I don't see how it could be.
No.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to attempt to sort of simplify things, like maybe like some of the more esoteric stuff that like, especially the stuff that the fans have been digging into.
Yeah.
They put those console games on PS4 for the purpose of being able to go back and replay everything.
Yeah.
So like, I know one of Ben's biggest issues was that they were all on
the PS3.
No, not even that, but like
separate systems.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and they did consolidate all that stuff onto PS4.
And by different companies too.
Yeah.
Like,
holy cow.
So if you wanted to understand 3, like I have a friend who is getting into the series and he just bought 1.5 and 2.5 just so he could understand 3. Yeah. And I think that's well, obviously they're going to make money from it, but its purpose was so people who weren't able to play those games X amount of years ago can play them now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I always keep thinking that, like, 3 will be the end of, like, all of this, and then, like, because obviously they're going to do more.
Yeah, I think 4 is going to be the thing that...
The fresh start.
The fresh start, yeah. That's what's probably going to be, like, the thing that I think is probably the smartest thing at this point, is be like, okay, here's 4, it's a whole new story. You don't have to have played any of that stuff before. You don't have to get caught up. You don't have to watch any movies. You don't have to go on YouTube and listen to some dude go, here's what you missed.
Yeah. Like, or like a 7-year long. But one of my, I think I might have even mentioned this on the back cover thing, but one of my friends from Game Explain was even thinking about maybe like doing some kind of like playthrough of all of everything in chronological order.
Holy cow.
Like, actually take every bit of everything from every one of the games and record, and not even like as a Let's Play, but just like record all the footage and play it in chronological order, and like intersplice all the like the Birth by Sleep footage of the 3 intersecting stories and all that stuff, and like all these different things, which would be neat to see.
It would be.
Derek, if you ever have like 8,000 hours to do that, I would love that.
Yeah, wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, overall, this was a really fun experience. Mm-hmm. I think it was worth, like, making this to tie things over a bit. I mean, you know, I really do think at best we're just going to get, like, another trailer for E3 this year. I'm calling that prediction right now, honestly.
I hope so. Yeah, well, does Square have, like, a big floor thing?
They usually do a press conference every year.
Oh, okay.
I think they have one scheduled this year.
All right. Well, then maybe we'll get. I mean, God, they have to at least update people on Final Fantasy VII remakes.
Yeah.
And remake. I don't know why I pluralized that.
Remakes.
Yeah, all of them's.
All 3 parts that they're gonna do.
Oh God. And then Kingdom Hearts 3. And by the way, that I'm really worried about is the fact that they're trying to do these 2 projects at the same time.
Well, they're separate teams, though.
I mean, yeah, but you know, it would go a lot faster if they did what Nintendo did and merge those teams together and say, hey, listen, we love you, Booby, but why don't you guys just pick a damn game to work on and then all work on it and then freaking make it? Either just like make the first thing Final Fantasy VII and then stop and then finish 3, you know, or just do 3.
I didn't even think about this too, but I think what's fair to mention is like Nomura took so much time off to do 15.
Oh, that's true.
So like, because I feel like, I mean, and I think that people in the know like do realize that, because like, you know, so many people just associate Kingdom Hearts like with Nomura. It's like one of those unfortunate like bits of misinformation about how this shit works. But
that guy needs a vacation.
Yeah,
but please don't take one. Please finish this game. Please work yourself to the bone.
This is why
Nomura-san.
This is why Japanese developers fucking die working, and I feel awful about it. I guess I don't know. Any closing thoughts about Fragmentary Passage? Overall?
It was a goodums. It was good game, and
it was a lot of fun.
Yes, good stuffs. It's overall it's a good experience, and it gives me hope for 3.
Yeah.
There's some flaws with it, but I don't feel like they're anything truly major. And as long as I can swing a Keyblade around and have fun and not have to deal with some weird card system.
Skate on ice.
Yes, as long as I can skate on ice like a pretty little princess, I will be happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Heather?
I said it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yay. The light's still on. It's looking at me.
it's a glowing green light. It's just like, coming to the void, Heather. Your HP has increased. Yeah, if this is any indication of the quality of what 3 is going to look like, I'm on board. We didn't even mention the most important thing about this demo is the fact that you can fucking play dress up.
Oh boy! Can I just say, I don't think any of us did that. Ever.
No, not even.
Did you do that?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think I unlocked anything.
Oh no!
I didn't get no Disneyland ears or anything.
Oh dang!
I don't think.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I want to dress up Sora in a miniskirt when I play 3.
Okay, that would be worth it.
Yeah,
I would want to do that.
Yeah,
that would be so.
Yes,
that would be so funny.
That's insane, guys. God almighty. Anyway, I think that's gonna wrap us up. Cool. Yeah. I think.
Put on this pretty dress, Tara.
Hold on. I just
dance for.
You know. Well, that now they know to just get you now that the late great Leonard Nimoy.
Oh yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. Terrific idea there.
Yeah. I think
please
that
don't, Disney.
E3 is like next week.
Wow. So so when this
goes up, sorry, it's the week after when this is going up. I should say.
Okay.
This is going to be going up on Tuesday the 6th. So very soon E3 will be happening. I'm sure I'll probably do some kind of like predictions and or response Kirblog or something. Excuse me, at some point. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. I guess that's gonna wrap us up. Twitter's as per the usual.
Oh sure, at Benjamin Diskin. At Ben Diskin is some other dude. I don't know who that is, and he is mean. I don't like him.
Is he?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think it's some guy. Anyway, that's that. And Facebook is facebook.com/Ben Diskin official. But I'll be real with you guys. I don't use it too much. Just just use Twitter. Just Twitter. What's yours, Heather?
At HB Pedig. I don't use it. It's there. It's a thing that exists in cyberspace.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's pictures of dog on either.
Go follow my girlfriend so that I can find out who you are and beat you up. You stalker! Get away from her!
Oh my god!
She's mine!
I've always wanted to be beaten up by Den Biscuit. I need to end this train wreck. Thanks everybody for listening. If you played, again, assuming if you're fucking listening to this, you probably played Fragmentary Passage. Leave your thoughts, hopes, dreams, aspirations for what may come as a result of it in Kingdom Hearts 3 or whatever other probably fucking spin-off game that happens sometime in the next 3 years before we get 3.
Boy, I can't wait for 2020 Kingdom Hearts 2.95. The final ultimate chapter prologue.
Don't speak too loudly. Square might hear you. Actually do that.
Square, please. I'm joking. Please, God, no.
If you have suggestions for future Kirblog topics, leave a comment about that too. I think that. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think. You know what? No, not the one after this, but I think soon-ish. We're going to be having an interview Kirblog with somebody very, very cool that is related to video games. If hopefully things go okay, I still have to 100% confirm that's going to happen, but that should be within the next week or so. So there's more things to come soon.
It's me, isn't it?
Yes. It's just Heather by herself.
It's actually going to be Shigeru Miyamoto is going to show up in Kirb's apartment.
No.
He speaks flawless English.
It's just Heather.
It's just Heather.
By herself, not even me. Just by herself.
Just you talking into a microphone.
Speaking into a voice. About cupcakes.
I could do that.
I'm so down with that. Anytime you want to come on and do that and take up a weekend spot, I'm so okay with that. That'll do it. We'll see you all on the next time. Whenever. I don't care. I do though.
We love you.
I didn't mean it.
How come I don't get my own Kirblog, Kirb?
You've gotten like 18.
No, just me, just ruining your channel. Bye!
The Ben and Heather Show!
Yay, Ben and Heather Show!